Hey guys, so she pushes the wrong button. It was a bit of a lame start. As soon as I saw the two different buttons, I knew she was going to push the wrong one. Although I didn't anticipate the whole different time stream thing, which I thought was cool. Also, when I saw the trailer, initially I thought that it would be a bit like the Time Lord, the Dream Lord thing, with the whole going to sleep and doing something different, but it didn't turn out like that, and that's okay. It was still a cool episode. It starts off with them going in, and Amy has to get something from the TARDIS, and then comes out, pushes the wrong button, and goes into, obviously, the different room, or the different time stream, which is why when Rory comes out to go look for her, she's been set ahead in her own time stream, so when Rory walks in, he's not actually looking at the time stream, he's not looking at the red button door that she's in, he's looking at the empty red button door. That would start a whole new time stream. One thing I don't get is, why doesn't Amy just hit the button and come out to where the TARDIS is again? But anyway, that would defeat the whole purpose of them having an adventure in this episode. The Doctor works out that she's in a different time stream pretty quickly. It mainly happens when when it goes all fuzzy, and then Amy says, "Oh, I've been waiting in here a week." He's just like, "What?" And then he does a bit of his Sonic and works it out. So, from then, he goes back in the TARDIS and gets Rory to put on these glasses and get some of these gadgets, because he asked the robot, the handbot that's walking around in his in their room, and he says that the virus that affects people with two hearts, so he can't help, or he can only do it remotely from the TARDIS. Also, two hearts. Does that mean these other species can regenerate, or is it just something, or they just happen to have two hearts and they can't regenerate? I don't know. So Rory walks straight in, and pretty much immediately finds this masked person with this big samurai sword. He thinks they're trying to attack him. Turns out they're not. It's Amy, like a future Amy, who's actually located him and come in to save him from some of those handbots which are trying to do their weird thing with the needles and stuff. And so they get talking a bit, and she's all bitter and mad because they didn't come. Well, they actually did, but due to the time stream thing, so that sounds crazy though. They wasted like 5 minutes. It took them like 5 minutes to get going, and she's taken 36 years. That's crazy. The Doctor knows pretty much immediately what he needs to do. He just needs the help of the future Amy to get it done, because she knows her way like around the place. And she doesn't want to help because she knows she's not dumb. She, over all that time, she's made her own sonic screwdriver or sonic probe. She knows some stuff. So she knows that she'll be erased if he saves Amy earlier on, and she doesn't want to be erased because that's not very nice. Or not nice, but it's a bit like it's like with the doppelgangers. The future Amy is Amy, and she wants to be the one that's saved. Like, she wants to have waited for so long and be saved, like a princess kind of stuff. Like, so I've waited so long and I finally get saved. She actually is Amy. She is Amy Pond, but she's like the future one. So it would just be so much easier if if she just let them save the previous version of her, and she wouldn't have had to have waited that so long. She wouldn't have had to go all bitter and had all that like trauma and stuff. Wouldn't have happened. But she still doesn't want to have it done, because it means she's erased and like pretty much killed. And no one wants that. It's like you having a clone of yourself, and your clone. It's like someone telling you, oh, it's like another version of you coming up and saying, oh, hi, I just made you as a clone of myself. It accidentally messed up, so I'm just gonna kill you. But don't worry, it's okay, because I'm the real version anyway. It's like, that's weird, and you wouldn't like it? once you've got an identity, you want to keep your identity. Anyway, moving on. Going further, the Doctor finally convinces the future Amy into helping them by lying. He says that he'll save both of them, which doesn't work, and I think that's it's a bit odd because she's made her own sonic screwdriver and all that crazy stuff, and she knows about if she'd be erased if they saved the early Amy. Why doesn't she know that you can't have a paradox? If she takes both Amys, then the early Amy, the previous Amy, wouldn't have been left there for 36 years, therefore making her not exist. So it's just a paradox, and I'm not sure why she didn't know that, but anyway, so she eventually gives in and tells, like, says to Rory, don't let me in, like, just keep going and stuff, which I reckon would be a hard thing to do, to say, I'll kill myself, or basically be erased from time, and I guess I'm just going to have to hope that the earlier version of me does it all good. A few other things. Those people who owned that stuff, I thought only Time Lords could do timey-wimey stuff. Like, these guys aren't Time Lords. They have 2 hearts, but they're not Time Lords. And they can do all this time stream stuff, like making one time stream quicker than the other. So I don't really know. I guess maybe Time Lords are the only ones who can kind of use their TARDIS, who can make TARDISes to go to a designated point in time. Maybe these guys can use their crazy technology to speed up time, maybe. Yeah. Also, there's the idea of where did she get some food? She didn't get any food. There was no food there. So maybe if you only get hungry in the other one, in the really fast time one, when you would get hungry in the other one. So if she stays in there, she could be in there for 100 years, but if it's only in the time of like a day, in the real time, she wouldn't get hungry. Like maybe if you get hungry, if someone waited in the regular one for a week, they'd get hungry, and so then she might have been in there for like 100 years, but then she'd get hungry at like 100 years old. All in all, it was a really good episode. The trailer was a bit confusing. It didn't show me everything that was going on, but having watched it now, I really liked that episode. I reckon it would have been a bit cooler if they showed a few more of like the gardeny places. Like a lot of the time they were just in kind of pure white, kind of walled off places. But it was a good episode. Anyway, moving on, we've got next episode. The trailer of the next episode, the ad, it looks pretty good. I'm quite looking forward to that. So they're in this hotel with like 1 million rooms in it. I think they said it was a hotel, but it's just a place with 1 million rooms in it, and every room has a monster in it, or like a species in it. So I get the from what I understand of it, every room like has a species in it, and this guy probably wants to have it's like a collection. He wants to collect every species in the world or in the universe, and I get the idea that basically he wants a Time Lord. There's only one more Time Lord, so he kind of wants to be like it'd be really rare to have like the only Time Lord trapped in his little thing. I don't know. Looks cool. I'm looking forward to that. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. That's all for me. End screen. So there's no extra informational kind of stuff here this week, but I do tweet and blog about general stuff if you're interested. So links to them are in the description. That's all. Bye.